There's a reason why you're not growing as fast as you'd like on YouTube, but you're probably too close to see it. And what I want to talk about today will completely expose it. Because if you don't work on the right opportunity, you could spend the next 6 months working on something that doesn't get you results, while the real thing is right in front of you. So in this video, I want to talk to you about what I call the magnetic growth system. You see, you might put in the work, make a video, think it's all great, look at the video, and think that you can't even recognize yourself. And that's where the first part of this, called the red light effect, comes into play. So the very first thing that you need to do the next time that you film a video is you hit record, you record the video, but you're not using that. You're just filming the video just for yourself. So you record the video, you make it as great as you usually are, and don't even use the video. Then you record it a second time. When you record that second time, your pressure will be gone because you've actually recorded the video the very first time. And when you look at that, you might realize that the very first one was the best because you weren't even thinking about uploading that video, but instead that was the best take because you were more relaxed. And if that isn't the case, you'll jump to the second one and you'll realize that actually I was relaxed on the second one because I had recorded the first one. So one of the two is going to be great, but for that you need the very first recording to think it's not going to be uploaded. The second one is going to be the one. That's how it works. But here's the thing, if that's the only thing that you do, it's not going to change the way that you do YouTube and you talk on YouTube. On top of that, you need to turn off the performance mode. In order to do that, it's very similar to the first part we talked about with the red light effect. What you're going to do instead is you're going to record a video of yourself just for yourself, and you know it's going to be for yourself. You're just going to, spin around in your chair, you're going to mess up, you're going to talk about some random subject, and you'll realize that when you talk on camera that way and you know that it's going to be private, you know you're going to delete the video. When you are more relaxed, when you've done all of that, and when you're talking in front of the camera that's recording, but you know you're not going to use it for a fact, not like the first part, you're just going to be so much more relaxed and you're going to talk the way that you usually talk with your friends, with your family, and that's how you want to show up. You don't want to be in performance mode, and the easiest way to do that is just to relax yourself and talk nonsense. Talk about the weather, talk about your day yesterday, if it was a good day. You do need to be in a good mood for this. And when you just relax like I'm doing right now, and I'm just talking randomly, and I'm spinning around in my chair, my vibe completely changes, and that's the way you want to be talking on YouTube. Unfortunately, that still won't be enough. If you do those first steps, you're on your way, but if you just stay on those, then it just won't change much because you're still in the wrong environment. When you're in the place where you usually film, when you've usually filmed, and I usually film here, but I am used to it. So if you are in a place where you put pressure on yourself and you've recorded a bunch of videos, maybe 1, maybe 10, maybe 100 videos, and you're still thinking of this and putting pressure on yourself, if you don't change your environment, you're still going to put pressure on yourself because it's just a place where you know that as soon as you turn your camera on, you're going to put so much pressure on yourself. So for that, you need to go outside or go to another place, go to some sort of place where you're in the right zone, in the right mood. Maybe it's going to be filming in your car. Maybe it's going to be going out in nature. Maybe it's going to be going out in a place that you absolutely love and you can spend a ton of time. Maybe it's going to be in a parking lot that you are used to going because you go shopping there or you go to the gym there. Whatever your place is, just change the place that you are and the vibe will completely change because you'll feel like a completely different person. You're not putting that extra pressure on yourself to film the video. You're just there because you usually are at that place. You're usually in that nature. You usually walk your dog somewhere. And that's where you start to completely release the pressure. However, that isn't going to change the fact that you do mistakes. Mistakes are going to come. You're going to have blanks, you're going to have ums and all of that stuff that just completely blows off everything we just talked about. In order to fix this, there's a great and probably the best solution that I ever thought possible. But before we get into that, make sure that if you have any questions about YouTube, there's a link in the description. I'm only looking for 5 people to help them for free in order to get some testimonials. There's not 5 spots available. There are still some left. So make sure you click that link and I'll help you for 100% free. So here's the thing. When you record a video, as soon as you press start, you'll probably press start twice. When you record to see if you're in frame, and then you stop, you look at it, the mic's working and you're in frame. Then you press record a second time. When you press record the second time, you're not allowed to stop it until the end of the video. Once you film that video, it's the only place where you're able to press stop. You can always edit the video. If you stop thinking, if your mind just goes blank, if you go blank for 5 seconds, it doesn't really matter. I just did that. You can stop. It's not a big deal. If you make mistakes, if you do something, just start over again, or just talk through it and say, I made a mistake. My mistake, it's this instead of what I just said. Things like that will happen. But if you don't stop, if you don't allow yourself to stop the video, then you're on your way to make the best videos on YouTube. But here's the thing. If you do all of these things, there's a problem. Because if you do all of these things, but you don't actually know how to talk on YouTube, then you'll probably make one of the 7 biggest mistakes that you can ever do talking on YouTube. And that's why I made this video, so you don't make those mistakes either. So with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.